Hi, I'm Seth Gilliam. You know me as Father Gabriel on The Walking Dead, and you're listening to Creech Questions.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Creech Questions. I am joined by the awesome Seth Gilliam. You know him as Father Gabriel from The Walking Dead. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good today.
It's day 3. How has it been overall this weekend here at Walker Star Con, New York, New Jersey?
Overall this weekend there's been like a sea of people, but it's been really good. It's fantastic energy at this particular convention.
And now on The Walking Dead, you play one of the characters named Father Gabriel. How is it getting to play such a complicated character?
It's fun playing complicated characters. You know, it's a lot more fun than playing somebody who you know what they're going to do every moment you see them on the screen. I think with Father Gabriel, he's still trying to figure out what exactly he's going to do and how he's going to do it. So, you know, it keeps me guessing as the actor, and it's a lot more fun to play that way.
Definitely. And as of this past episode, you actually got a little bit of action. I know you had some a little bit at the end of season 5. How is it to now dive back into doing a little bit more action on the show as well?
I like the action a great deal. I mean, the action is a lot of fun. What wouldn't be fun about hacking some undead creature to death again? But you know, I also like the human moments, the interpersonal moments of trying to figure out what's going on between the characters. But the action, I'm not going to shy away from it. If they give it to me, you know, I'll take it all on.
All right. And so far in your career, what has been your favorite roles to play?
I think playing Sergeant Carver on The Wire is pretty much at the top of my list. I have a great deal of fun playing Dr. Deaton on Teen Wolf, because he's pretty sagely and knows what's going on pretty much at all times. Courage Under Fire was a lot of fun because we got to work with Denzel Washington and Meg Ryan, so that was really cool. I really have a great time doing theater, you know, because there's nothing like the live response from the audience right in the moment, you know, whether or not the moment is landed or not. So I guess that's kind of it.
Now, if you had to pick one moment from your career that stands head over shoulders above the rest, what would it be?
I think it would probably be my introduction into the theater scene in New York after I got out of college at SUNY Purchase. I got a job in the New York Shakespeare Festival where we were doing Shakespeare in the Park. And Denzel Washington was playing Richard III, and I was playing Prince Edward of Wales. And the director, Robin Phillips, had this great introduction for me. We had these massive stage doors that were built upstage. They were about maybe 30 or 40 feet high. And the doors swing open and Prince Edward comes in, and there's like fanfare blaring through the music system. And it was my first job, you know, on stage in New York. So it was like, this is your introduction into the world of theater of New York. And that remains to me like the top moment in my career.
That does sound pretty amazing. Now, what would be your favorite highlight on The Walking Dead so far?
My favorite highlight on The Walking Dead so far, I think, and that would also be the first episode that I was in, where they go to visit the food bank, and it's all it's flooded down on the bottom. So working in the 3 feet of water and sludging around with the walkers coming around, and they had these bloated, you know, water-logged walkers going on. They're particularly gruesome. That was about 10 or 12 hours in the tank. And that was really exciting because it was like, well, welcome to the show. Here you go, straight into the pit, you know.
All right. And the last question is, what is more fun to kill, the bugs from Starship Troopers or walkers on The Walking Dead?
You know, the bugs from Starship Troopers were a lot of fun. To kill. The riggings that they had up. I think we were in Kadoka, South Dakota, and I'm shooting the bug, and they've got the hose blowing the green bug slime on me. And we did one take, and it was, you know, and I made the mistake of saying to one of the prop guys, can you give me a little more bug juice? You know, I mean, it doesn't really feel like. And then they just hosed me down, man. I'm shooting it, just spraying this. It was like in my mouth, in my eyes, but it was a fun moment.
All right. Well, I do want to thank you again for joining our podcast.
Sure. Thank you very much for having me. It's my pleasure.
Once I got into the shooting of it and found that it was being shot so fast and so lawlessly and so kind of dangerously, I thought, please let me survive this.
It was pretty difficult most of the time. I think the only thing that made it easier was the fact that he was wearing a mask, so I couldn't actually see his facial expressions.